when peace was slowly limping back to Manipur, which was hit by ethnic violence last year. Now there is a fresh flare up in Manipur, in Kotuk, in Imphal West, which borders the Kankopi district. Remember, Imphal West is in the valley region dominated by the Meitei community, and Kankopi is in hills dominated by the Kuki Zomi communities. The two communities have been at loggerheads since last year, and there have been on both sides allegations of continuous firing from both sides in these fringe area villages. And situation escalated yesterday in Imphal West and Kotuk, when they were firing first, and then there were reports of bomb being dropped. Now the state government has come on record to say that high-grade, high-tech, military-grade drones were used to bomb these areas, which is a new reason of concern for the central agencies, particularly the fact that we have seen automatic weapons and long range projectiles being used to fire in this Manipur conflict. But now if drones are being used, then it seems that the two warring groups or the people involved in this conflict are trying to use high-tech technology. Now in this attack, as of now, the state government on record has said that 2 persons have died, at least many others are injured, they are in hospital. What is important to note here is that although there have not been a major escalation for months after the escalation that we saw in the border district of Jiribam, which borders Assam, there was an escalation a couple of months back, and then there was a bit of lull. But in midst of all this, there have been from both sides, the Kuki Zomi civil society groups and the Meitei civil society groups hardening their stand. After the Lok Sabha elections, we did see center reviewing the situation. There have been some strategical moves taken to try and bring peace in Manipur. Remember, in the Lok Sabha elections, the ruling BJP had lost both the inner and outer Manipur seats, so it had been a political setback for the BJP. Many see this as an angst of the people against the inaction of the government to solve the crisis. However, Manipur did see a change of governor. In fact, there have been also allegations labeled from both sides. But what is important to note is that the timing of this escalation, now only day before yesterday, there was peace rallies in the Kuki Zomi dominated areas. They were peaceful rallies, mostly, apart from one instance in the border areas of Kankopi and Senapati, where there were bit of skirmishes between the protesters and the Naga volunteers who had formed a human chain. Remember, Senapati is a Naga dominated area. The Nagas, as of now, had tried to remain neutral in this conflict between the Meiteis and the Kuki and the Zomi groups. Now, day before yesterday, in the peace rallies, the Kuki Zomi civil society groups once again reiterated their core demand of a separate administration, of a separate union territory, and they had clearly attacked the chief minister, blaming him of trying to target the Kuki Zomi community. Remember, the Kuki Zomi community have been voicing about a purported audio clip of the chief minister where they claim that the chief minister had been talking about a plot of attacking the Kuki Zomi groups. However, the chief minister's office and the government has clearly said that it is a doctored audio tape. Whatever the case be, but the Kuki Zomi groups have been very steadfast with their demand, whereas in the valley region, the Meitei civil society groups have been very adamant to their demand that there cannot be any solution where the territorial integrity of Manipur is involved. In fact, the chief minister only last week gave an interview to a news channel, to a news agency rather, saying that within months there will be peace in Manipur, and that efforts are being taken. He also spoke about that development should reach the tribal areas, and he rejected the demand of the Kuki Zomi groups of a separate administration. This is not for the first time that the chief minister has rejected the demand of a separate administration. the Chief Minister has been saying that there cannot be any compromise to the territorial integrity of Manipur. But what is concerning is the fact that there is huge presence of central forces in the fringe areas, the border areas between the hills and the valleys. Buffer zones were created so that the two warring communities can be kept away from each other, but still there have been instances where now this fresh violence has taken place, raising concerns about the security of the fringe area.